Let's take a look at Masquerade Ball. It's one of those decks that is so fun to play, but terrifying to play against, very annoying to play against, and if you end up in a long round 3, you often just lose unless you can play very non-interactive. So this deck excels at punishing greedy decks with little control, and it has a lot of problems against decks that are heavy control and don't really give you much to work with. And I included examples of both so you could see the good and the bad with this. Before I get into the deck list and how it works in the gameplay, I have an announcement, so we'll go ahead and roll it. I recorded a whole YouTube video along with this unboxing video, and it wasn't until I went to edit it that I realized that it was muted, so I'm just going to be talking over this today and showcasing the experience. I'm sponsored now by Gamesir controllers, and they sent me the G7HE Xbox Elite controller, essentially. Let's unbox it here. It comes in very thick layers, which is crazy. Nothing's getting through this. It's coming right to your door in one piece, and once you get through that million layers of tape in the outer plastic, you have a layer of bubble wrap. And you better have some fingernails because this was also a pain to get through. I decided to go and destroy the box because obviously I'm not going to return it. It's a quality controller, so we don't have to worry about that. And so here we are ripping through it. What I like about this one here is that it comes with a cable. If you're looking to game seriously, you want to reduce latency to the computer, the input lag, you got to have cable on your controller. So let's have a look at it up close. It's got these little triggers on the back that are comfortable and they're not intrusive. They're not huge paddles on the back. You've got hair triggers on the side that press more like buttons than actual triggers. And the texture of the actual joystick is very like foam. It's like a high density foam almost. So it's very comfortable on the fingers. So I'm excited about that. And I want to show you guys what it looks like on the computer and where you can pick one up. Gamesir has a ton of different products, but the one that I got specifically was this one here, and the first thing you'll notice is the price is significantly lower than that of a regular Xbox controller despite having all the advanced features. It comes in two different colors. I got the white one. You can go with the black if you want something more stealthy, and just to keep in mind, they do offer worldwide shipping and a 1-year warranty on all their products, so that's really huge. They stand by what they create, and they're willing to honor a warranty should something go wrong. And let's take a closer look here at the back paddle that I was talking about. They're little buttons, not very intrusive. The hair triggers as well on the side here. So it's a beautiful controller. I'm really excited to try it out. And if you wanted to give it a shot for yourself, I'll put the link to the specific product along with their general site so that you can see what they have to offer. Thanks again to Gamesir and Shane for sponsoring me with all my gaming needs going forward. Now going back to the list here, we benefit from putting status on the opponent's units, so we're going to be doing a lot of that. We're using the Imposter leader ability, which allows us to lock an enemy unit then spawn a base copy of it on the opposite row, boosted by the number of units with status on that lock unit's row. And then whenever we play an aristocrat on our side of the battlefield, if there's at least 4 different statuses on opponent's side of the battlefield, boosted by 1. So it's something that I'm still trying to get used to with this passive because I don't play a lot of Nilfgaard, specifically Imposter. So you know, it's a thing you got to think about turn and turn end when you're giving statuses. Do I have at least 4? Just so you can get more of that value from that passive, right? We have Crystal Skull because I have some important engines that I want to be able to work early on, such as the Thirsty Dame and the Alba Pikeman. This bronze combo is enough to win a round by itself, believe it or not. With Thirsty Dame, whenever an enemy unit receives a status, boost self by 1, it's not once per turn, it's unlimited per turn, so you can go crazy with it and just get a ton of points. However, double-edged sword, you are going super tall, you are playing into that tall punish. I don't have a defender. So it's one of those things you have to do, but you can expect that they're going to try to answer them before they get too tall, and if they can't, expect maybe a tall punish towards the end. But if we're playing one out in round 1, at least it gives us a time to seek that removal so that later on things might work. Now, what sets this up perfectly is something like the Alba Pikeman. So it has flanking, so we can play this on the edge. We get 2 bleeding per turn. We can dish that 2 bleeding, which would be 2 damage per turn, into a 4 point per turn play with the Thirsty Dame. If we have 2 of them, it gets worse from either side. If we're playing both of each, that's amazing, but maybe it's an overcommitment. I usually like to put one of the Thirsty Dames in a round with these and the other one in a round with the Masquerade Ball, just because 2 with Masquerade Ball is one of the most like unstoppable oppressive combos in the game. It's crazy, so that's why I do it that way. Really good with the Alba Pikeman, and for these 2 cards, they can both be tutored in with Emir, and then you're able to draw a card. So with this one here, deploy and play a bronze soldier or aristocrat from your hand, then draw a card. Whenever your opponent plays a unit, give it spying. Order, seize a 1 power enemy unit with spying. Devotion at the end of your turn, refresh the card's order. The devotion part is great. We play into that a little bit because we have Roderick at 1, we have Emissary at 1, we can nudge things down with the pikemen, and we can nudge things down with the turncoat. So yes, there is potential there to get some value from it. No, we don't necessarily need all the points that we're taking over, but it's nice to have the option, right? We're mainly just doing it for the Feainn, for the statuses, because every single turn, if they're getting at least 1 unit with spying, and oftentimes there's a lot of create and play then spawn, so we could be getting multiple procs per turn from this, which is crazy. Okay, and then going into Admiral, it's one of the newer cards. I think he's really cool. Zeal, so we can use the order right away. Choose 3 enemy units and give them a lock, poison, and spying in that order. So remember the order when you're doing it, because you're going to be setting up what engine you want to lock, what engine you want to kill, and what you want to give spying, maybe so you can chip down for later, or you could take a coup de grace. So that's sort of the idea with that one there. And then at the end of your turn, boosts out by the highest number of statuses on an enemy unit. We have to be careful because we want to keep a lot of statuses on a unit, but if we anticipate that maybe they'll purify that unit, or maybe they'll put a defender in front of it, then we have to kill it. And then we lose a couple points on the boost from Admiral, but we do get rid of what we intended on getting rid of. What I'm finding, based on playtesting, is that oftentimes I'm killing so many things that it's hard to keep more than 2 statuses on something, but 2 point per turn engine plus the utility of like all that stuff is still good to me, and I think he's still playing for his provisions. It's one of these things that you want to play in a long round if possible. In a short round, he's still good to proc ball, you know what I mean? Not a single turn proc like you could do with Emir into maybe one of the Dames, which is amazing, but he still plays for a ton of points. A lot of the other versions that I've seen on the ladder this season have Feainn. And I tried this card for about 3 or 4 games, and what kept happening was I kept pulling into the card, and I wasn't able to actually thin it out of deck first. And it forced me to play a gold aristocrat, which I didn't necessarily want to play. So it was sort of a weird space. I didn't think the card was that good, if I'm being honest. Maybe it gives us a better idea of what we're going to be pulling with the Joachim, but other than that, it was sort of a lame thin. It wasn't really doing what I wanted it to do, and because of that, I felt like Usurper was just really good. Usurper helps us defend bleed, which is a very common issue with Aristocrats and with Masquerade Ball, is that they win round 1, maybe they try to push us and bleed us out of the ball, then we're left with nothing in a short round 3. I've seen it too many times in my life. So I went with the Usurper because I feel like his final form is just amazing. His secondary form could be used to defend a bleed. We still get, obviously, the spying operatives, which help. And then it's just here. It's like, look, like, we're getting that whenever an enemy unit gains spying, boosts self by 1. It's like, why would I not want to engine that with Emir and with everything else we got going on, turncoat, etc. So that's why I went and chose that. I just felt like from a value perspective, you were doing better. It felt safer to me, and it was winning more games. So you could do Feainn if you want. That'll be in my considerations. I just didn't like it that much, and my opinion hasn't changed since the last time I played that card. Battle Stations was another one of those things where I tried for a while, and I ended up taking out. When I had Battle Stations, I didn't have Roderick and Joachim. I did Battle Stations instead, no coup. And I was finding that I wasn't really having a good time with it. I was pulling into the hunting pack early. I was, just not really getting enough aristocrats for the end game to proc the scenario, assuming I was bled out of a couple golds. I definitely didn't have the bronzes left. So again, this didn't make the cut, but it'll be on the consideration list. It's not terrible, it's just not the best option for me. And then lastly, I tried Rosa. I thought Rosa was great because we could float her in this deck as is pretty much for like 7 points on the board. But what's happening is that I'm playing her for the spawn, they're killing her before I can use the order, and then they're taking the free points. And that wasn't really enough for me to justify keeping her right now. Yes, she was seeing removal, but not only are they taking removal, it's like they're getting tempo for that removal because they just got free points. So right now, in this specific version, I don't think I'm going to keep her. However, if I was playing more into Assimilate, I can see the value of having her because of the create and play. Okay, so that sums that one up there. I have Vincent, which is amazing playing into Golden Necker and Choop decks. Destroy an enemy unit with status. We can also get through a defender. We can also get rid of anything with Veil. It's good to have. Joachim is going to be one of those things that I take if I'm defending a bleed, or if I take in round 3 to get a bunch of points. I have coup de grace to make sure that we can do it twice. We might be missing an extra poison. We might be missing one of our dames for the ball. We might be missing a lock. I might be missing a servant to move some statuses around. There's lots of good stuff that we can pull. Don't take them too early, because you don't want to pull into a hunting pack necessarily if you have one in hand, right? Take your thin before you do what you got to do. This is more of like a later resort. Of course, coup de grace, we have options. Now with Emir, we don't have to just play one of these 2 cards. We could play whatever we want, which could be a lot of points, whether it's like, you know, just something that's a huge point slam or whatever the case. We have to use our discretion. We can't really do a Fukusha because I'm not doing any create and plays on the bronze end, but we can go from there. I suppose we could see something that had spying, do Fukusha later, but that involves a lot more work. Philip is crazy at 9 provisions still. At 5 power, he suffers a little bit. If you control a vampire, gain 0. We have vampires with Vincent and with the hunter, or not the hunter, but the dame. And so in that case, we're able to just use him right away. You can give an enemy unit doomed. If it has a status, lock it instead. If it already has more than 1 status, poison it instead. Cooldown 1, so we could use it every turn. So if this sits on the board, we're basically just mowing through their units throughout the whole round while getting a ton of points for the dames on it. It's incredible. But at 5, sees more removal than it used to at 6. Roderick is just, again, one of those things where if we need a card, we can find that card, and the 2 thins potentially here, the 1 here, and the 1 here, and even a 5th one here. It feels like we're getting the cards that we need, the right balance of it. I don't feel like I'm missing anything, so I'm happy about that. Talked about this, talked about pretty much everything, just an inexpensive thin, couple locks. We can move statuses, excluding infusions from one enemy to another. So if I have something that's poisoned or locked up and I need to pivot to a different target, a really good example of how we can do that here. And then Emissary is more or less just in here because I get the C's back for 1. Secondary, we can boost something that we need to keep going that's important. So this is the deck. I have 5 games with 5 commentary for reference, and I think that it's good. It just really is matchup specific. So I don't think we're looking at a meta deck right here. Depending on how you play it, maybe it performs better or worse, but regardless, it's not going to be in your top deck for Nilfgaard right now, so you guys don't have to worry too much about it. This is more or less how to play it. I think if you're at a lower rank, it's going to get you to pro in no time, but once you start climbing in pro, people seem to have an answer to these sort of things. They might get annoyed when they play it, but they usually know how to deal with it. So we'll leave it at that and get into the gameplay, and I will see you guys in the next one. First up, here we have Monsters, Fruits of Ysgith. But you said we're back for round 3, and we obviously don't brick the thin here, so we have 1 pair of thinning, some engines, and this here. We should be able to power through. I think that these obviously are going to be worth like 6 points per turn. We got the 2 and 2, that's 4. And 2 and 2, so 8. A couple removals. Where at? We can just wait till it gets tall. It's just that if you're running this card, there's a good reason why you're running it. That's what I want to know what. You know? We'll find out. Alright, we go again.
The kitchen presents its finest yet.
I don't think we're gonna have enough time to play in this round with our actual assembly line here. So I'm taking a pivot into the dogs, and we'll look at maybe just a tall punish if we need to. We have an 8. I'd like to get some things out, defend a bleed in round 2. We have leader to help do so. I think we're doing alright. Getting Wear Rat out of the way, getting Ethereal out of the way. They obviously don't have a Purify. They would have put this on range row, so I'm feeling good about that. Yeah, we're not going to have much more time here, so we'll go ahead and take them. Depending on how it looks, I might put the Alpha Pikeman down next. We'll take one of them. Oh my. That's a lot of stuff, man. These are expensive and they're valuable. Right now they have Thrive 5. And they're up by 9 points. So pretty much anything they play just makes them take off. That's definitely a tempo pass. Now, assuming I take out the 11, it's enough if I go wide. So I might actually take a bait poison here and see if we can get them to play in a bit more. And then that way we can avoid a bleed in round 2. And we can have round control. So if I get rid of these two into the 11, less 2, it's perfect math. Now we just go into a 10 card round 3 on red coin. And keep in mind here, we've only spent the bronze cards, right? So that's ideal. I think I put one of these back. We got a really solid hand going into it. I keep the dames, I think. We have access to currently 1 gold card. Lizard, okay. I have no idea what I'm playing against, if I'm being 100%. It could just be some sort of consume payoff / thrive. Like destroy payoff with she-troll, that type of stuff. I think I'm only missing Joachim and a coup, right? And okay, Ardo. Let's see if we can get one of them. It's not the end of the world. I still have a pull off the Emir. Let's see how much control they have. If they don't have a lot of control, they're done. They need Heat Wave, they need locks, they need Cyclops or something to damage things out. You're going to want to have a Pred Dive as well. It's not looking hot. Here. I'm not going to lock that with leader because it's not really valuable for me. Okay. That's probably a good lock. Just because the opportunity, it saves us a lot of problems. Let's get this fired up first, because I think I can poison better than that. Idarin? This is nuts. I should probably single turn proc this.
Patience is not a virtue I am known to have.
A superb specimen, truly.
And then we just fire off the next one, and then we just fire off the Philip. Scratch a lot, okay. I can just give that doomed when they play it the first time. If it already has status, I think we just lock this regardless. I think we're gonna take this first. I'm thinking about all the points that it plays for. If we have space, we take this here. That's cool. So, stop that. I should have played this first. Whatever. Just ignore me.
A taste of
We missed 1 point.
Is it?
If I lose by 1, now you know. Vakashi just floating like that. Disrespect.
Please await your excellency. Falling behind.
Yes, I could take it. I'm not actually concerned about a consume just yet. And even if so, I'm running out of space as well. We won't fill up, but there's no rush. Plague Maiden, man, it sucks because they just, whatever they play is just getting locked immediately. I guess I should be playing this soon, because I can. And then this way, at least I can get some more value off this, right? I have the lock, poison, and spying. So, I guess we can go lock. Well, let's do something that doesn't have a lock. Lock, poison, and something without spying. Spying. Jeez, I'm sorry, dude. Next up here we have Precision Strike, which should be more difficult. The last game, obviously, we were playing against Thrive and all types of stuff, and they don't have a lot of control. I've got engine removal, which I think I might need early for their damage engine, so we're going to keep that. I can lock and then move status 1 time, which is fine. This could be a round winner if we just get a lot of points off it, plus the poison plays into that. I don't know how much I like Emissary. Maybe 1 Joust goes back. I hope I don't get Hunting Pack, though. Good. And we gotta find proactivity. It's probably just gonna be this, plus a boost.
A superb specimen. True.
I can't leave it there at 4. Okay. I guess that's the best lock that I'm gonna find right now. This is good. Everything's kind of working. They get the waylay off. So we'll do lock, poison, spying. Lock, poison, spying. I just want to have some boost going here because obviously it's going to be one of those things that they're going to push. They were very confident that they were going to get. Sure. We'll just take the hunting pack here, and then I have reach with the poison if they pass. Curse of Corruption, Feign Death, Burst on Nero. I can't play anymore, obviously. They're going to want to try and take leader in round 2, because you don't want to go into round 3 with that, necessarily. When you have waylays plus, you got to worry about those, it gets difficult. They might have a heat wave, so we got to watch out for that. Turncoat might actually be good if they play like a Vernacial or something like that. So we'll see. I think we could put Vegas for now. Missing a lot of golds. I hope I don't have to play Roderick here. I think they're going to push. Yeah. I might have to leader that.
This is our land, Dwan. You're not welcome here.
If I take leader here
As you demand.
and we kill it, it sort of sets the theme.
You simply must pay my estate a visit one day.
And we can fire one of these up. It's a lot of work for 11 points. I suppose anything here is good from Joachim except for Emir, really. I don't want to give them card back necessarily. Let's just try and defend it. That's perfect. Now let's see if we got a heat wave. Okay.
Feeling a bit peckish?
I'm gonna have to go for Usurper, I think. Let's float this for now.
A taste of Northling, is it?
If I can get out of this round, we win. It's just about getting there. If they have Simlas as a finisher, which I'm starting to think that they do, I don't think we can get out. Good. Very uncomfortable. Now I have to find Aristocrats all over again. But Heat Wave's out of the way, Curse out of the way, the Waylay thing is sort of half played. And I've got these two here. I need an Aristocrat or a Soldier. I don't think we're going to be getting it. No. I do get my ball procs though, which is really good. We'll play this now.
They truly spoil us.
And we can stall.
You played your hand. Now
We get the
allow
damage
me
from the
to
turncoat
retort.
with the Emir, so it's not the end of the world. You're discarding, really? Double squirrel. I could afford to play this.
But one punishment for traitors.
On my shade.
Since I have, obviously, one more. They might think it's an incomplete poison.
May your sword and arm be one.
Let's do this.
What is it you want? All I need do for the Empire.
Drinking can be hazardous to your health.
Don't need to damage either of these. I'm taking them back, actually, right now, so they can't kill this with Simlas. And we'll just hold out. Damage the next thing. Just play this agent here. Here comes the swing. So they're going to go with these, then they're going to go Vernacio. They actually bricked it. So they have one in hand. Or they didn't put them back because they played... Yeah, either way, that plus Vernacio is not enough. Maybe they have Isengrim. But we're poisoning out a 4, and we're getting a lot of value here off every single thing they play, so... Almost forgot to hit record. We got Deadeye Ambush coming up here. Last game was PS, so we'll see how we do against a full Deadeye deck. We're going to get good value on the locks against the cargo if they're playing it that way. Let's put this back for now. This is a good way to start the round. We have this here. Turncoat nudges things down for Emir. Maybe one of these goes back. Okay, it's reasonable.
Striking my cards.
I think I'm just going to lock this first. I might actually go and just... It's really tough. I want to start getting value for this, but I think we actually just play this first. Try to take pack and go from there. They likely have sappers or double sappers, so we have to make sure we have a lot of different ways to lock here. I'm not letting you have 3 of these, you know what I mean?
I am who I need to be.
Jeez. I'm just not going to be afraid, honestly.
The North shall tuck tail and beg for mercy.
It lives.
Oh dear. Have I something in my teeth?
It's always going to be more points to play this before this, but I'd like to play both of them because I think that that's the key. We play these real quick, and then we get dogs out. We get this just to maintain.
Freedom is one with blood. Don't leave me here.
So this is a whenever you play, and this is a deploy. And they are going for it. I think that we have to respect their commitment, so we'll do
I want every ship ready for inspection.
lock, poison, and I don't necessarily want to give this another status because it doesn't do anything. That's actually not bad. That would be a great pass for them, but then again, they did spend a lot. You want to win the round. I'm not getting value from this. I'm not getting value for this. Or this. If I had Henrietta in my deck, this would be good. I think they have crushing traps somewhere here. I have to remove something tall, so it's likely just going to be that we play this here.
Simply must pay my estate a visit one day.
See if we can get out the pikemen. I might have space. Move trap, play trap. Yeah. Well, that was a 5 damage though. I could just take my Feainn.
You like sense.
Let's go and fire this up. Not that one. This one. Use a 5 or less. That's crazy. I don't think I could play any more into this because they have the 2 traps here. I wanted to give this another status so we can get the +3, but I feel like the whole deck maybe minus a few things has been like played. There's a lot of stuff that's been spent. And we got most of what we need here. Roderick guarantees Masquerade. And then we can get, I guess, Joaquin. I don't know if they want to bleed, but they're probably going to try. It was Serpent Trap, which wouldn't have played for anything against us here. They have to pass? Okay. It's likely just going to be this.
You played your hand. Now, allow me to retort.
They might have room for a heat wave, but I don't think they do. Because they're playing, is it still at, it's at 7 now, so double 7s. They got 13, 8, 9. You see what I mean? And then you got this here, 12. It's crazy. Roderick is playing for that. I risked bricking them, so I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to leave things the way they are. And we can gauge their provisions based on this. I don't think they have a reason to remove it, but... Verification. I guess there's that in traps, yeah. Sure. Respect.
My, the Vanhemars, they truly spoil us.
Hey, at least I got a few points back. The fact that it's not premium's kind of making my board tacky, though. Which one's that? It's probably another crushing. Or not crushing, but incinerating. I don't know. I have to obviously be careful, but I don't want to lose the pikeman. No? Okay. They could have... We better play our highest provision card next, I think. We take Usurper, just so that, you know, if they're going to dish some damage. That is sad.
My rule will be strong, my rule will be righteous.
Now I have to think about how many units they played, because we know they have 13, so... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still got quite a few to go. Hey, listen, if that's what I get, I'm taking it, you know? It is what it is. Here, we'll play like this for a second. Just give me something to target, you know? Instead of the poison. I'm gonna take my chance. GG's. Put this back so I have more stuff to target.
I shall flog them into submission. Arsenic or nightshade.
I guess I poison out the token so that, you know, we just get a little more value on protecting ourselves against Vernacio. We're gonna deal for 9. It's not terrible.
Barbarians all.
2 status move, plus 2 boost. Hopefully I get something to take a leader on, jeez. There you go. So last card is Vernacio. Then they're gonna crank push. I don't think it's enough to win. It's going to be a swing for sure, but it's not going to be the swing, you know what I mean? And then they're probably just gonna forfeit after before I finish what I'm doing. That's a really good boost. Yeah, we just take that. I'm pretty sure they can come up with 25 points here. But they will be losing 3. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, plus 5. You're better playing on the ranged row? Not necessarily. Either way. They'll close the gap, but it's not going to be enough. Oh, okay, that's even worse. And next up here we have Northern Realms, Mobilization, likely Reavers. They have Crystal Skull, so I'm going to need to have Vincent round 1. We do this into a poll, we play this here. I think we keep this as well. And I don't have a lock. I have to mirror leaders with them, so when they take their leader, I have to rip mine and then lock whatever's the second thing. Can't do anything about this. They get a free round for nothing. It's crazy.
Don't recognize your old mates. We're the Crinfrid Reavers.
Smart thing to do would just be kill one for now. I could always rip my leader, but I think damage has already been done. So it's better just to give them the round and just try to see what we can get. And Adarin coming in here is just a classic example of that, right? I think I'm just going to play to 7 and we'll go from there. Now what's not very important? Maybe this.
Please wait, Your Excellency. You're falling behind.
Let me see if I can get one more turn here. I'm actually willing to move the Doomed from the Reaver to the Adaran, just in case they, for whatever reason, have a renew. Because I think we'll be able to get out regardless, but any more than that, I'm probably not going to be able to do. They're getting 5 points per turn right now.
Sod it. Sod it all.
Please, no blows. No apologies, I only served it.
I think they play. I don't think you pass here. I think you keep going a little bit longer. There you go. Sucks that I gave them room to do that, but I wasn't expecting Wagon. I could see why it's playable. Why? There's no point for you to go into 4. Unless they think they can 2-0 2 cards up. Now I'm worried. It's like, what? Let's keep all the locks in hand. This goes back for now. We need more points. I'm thinking it's going to be a very aggressive push. Yeah, look at this.
Don't recognize your old mates. We're the Crinfrid Reavers.
So assuming I take... take the leader. And then... if I lock this, they still get 2 of them. It's not a good look.
The
The whole row is going to get full.
Let's go.
Keep in mind we could bleed these out. It's gonna take a lot of effort. So, lock poison. If they have heat wave, I'm in trouble. We're gonna go in for Emir next.
Don't recognize your old mates. We're the Crinfrid Reavers. Let's go.
Actually, I switch it. I switch it for sure. So
I want every ship ready for inspection.
Thinking can be hazardous.
So we're gonna go lock, poison, and spying. And then it's gonna be Emir into.
Don't recognize your old mates. We're the Crinfrid Reavers.
There is but one punishment for traitors.
Don't ask a lady her age. It's unbecoming.
I should have taken that one power. I didn't even realize we lost a point here. It doesn't matter.
Reavers honored us at
Well, it does matter, but you know what I mean.
time to whimper.
Horse Brigade, follow me!
Can we hold it down there and just get some value? What are my gold cards? Okay.
I shall flog them into submission.
There's actually a shot we make it out of this. We're getting 6 back on the pole. So we're going to put 1 and 2 dead. And then we're going to go... It's going to be the Roderick play. And then we're going to go into a Vincent on the 5. And then we're going to rip these back. And we almost get it too.
Oh dear. Have I something in my tea?
I was thinking that we actually had that in one for a second. I think I can do better than Turncoat here, just given the situation. Lock. Okay, maybe it's the poison that goes. Let's set this up first. The points coming off that is annoying, but we'll see. Hopefully they have no purifies. They do, but I got nothing. I got nothing.
Pleases you? I'm delighted to hear it.
They're playing 2 of something. This guy does have renew. Of all things, I wasn't even thinking that it was actually the case, but it is the case.
We're the Crinfrid Reavers.
They proved me wrong. So I got this, I got this, and I got this.
Let's go.
My home is wherever the road takes.
We lose by 3. And next up here we have another Deadeye ambush Scoia'tael. We'll keep the locks and the removal for early. I think this is actually good. And I'm going to keep one of the pikemen and obviously dump that. And this is like a really good expendable hand. The problem is I don't have all my gold cards that are at the bottom of the deck. So we got to take our thin here. We have to find our tutors and we have to hope for the best. Okay. It's probably going to kill the first thing I play. I'm going to just sacrifice. We fell for it. Defender.
Was it so plowing crummy in Nilfgaard?
Do I have enough time to deal with this? Maybe. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to poison that. I just need zeal, so we have to get this down. That's also an issue. They'll probably... Well, they can't replay it. It's not enough. What am I saying? It's a soldier, but it doesn't work like that, right? Bandit or soldier? Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Based on what I'm seeing here, they could. It doesn't mean that they're going to save it. Like, there's not really an incentive to replay it unless I'm going to poison it out. They just want to have this stuff work. So they do get the one pop-off, which is annoying, but... At least it's doomed. They have to focus on the Purify. Agent, Bandit, or Soldier. Yeah, it's got to work like that. I can't really see much incentive for doing it on Dwarfs, though, in general. They don't have... They have some deploys, but not a crazy amount of deploys. So let's kill that. And then... They're gonna go for double Purify. I wish I can give it doomed, you know? It will after it's being played, but...
What they call me.
I wonder if I could tempo pass on this at some point here. Because it's a very slow round 1. They get a lot of carryover, but... Still up by 20 points, you know? Maybe we just take...
A shame I had no.
I might have to play Joust. It's just that if they have a Serpent Trap, then my Joust is really bad. So it might be safer to take Hunter for a bleeding.
Once ours, we shall win back. Broken. Oh, how so very unfortunate.
6-point Deadeye is crazy.
I wonder what my snails will capture this time.
Let's leave it like that. This is probably Horn. This is probably Serpent Trap.
Don't hesitate. They're just humans.
Piece of lembas.
Let's hit some armor here.
Where capture I then?
That's really unfortunate.
The Vanhemars detest intruders.
I can't let this be for nothing. Definitely was Serpent. So I get the round that I'm looking for, and I actually get decent poison targets, but the problem is if they go into a unitless round, which is what I'm anticipating, it's not really going to be that good for me. This is amazing, first of all. Alright, you know what?
My, the Vanhemar limbs, they truly spoil us.
Long round 3 gives them the opportunity to set up shop the way that they want to, but if we're bleeding them, then they have to play units. So you gotta respect what I'm going through here.
Shall tuck tail and beg for mercy.
This is good. That, we get that. We make it all pretty. And we're sitting on a nice little lead.
Every fortress has a weak point.
I think this is the move. For now, at least. We'll see. Can we take it? That's good value. Yeah, you see? We caught him.